Hello students, good morning. We are discussing about the types of fermentation. In the last lecture we discussed about batch fermentation. In this video we will continue our discussion on the same topic, that is types of fermentation. There are three major types of fermentation as batch fermentation, continuous fermentation and dual or multiple fermentation. Batch fermentation we have discussed in the last lecture. Now we will see what is continuous fermentation. Continuous fermentation is regarded as an open system. We know that batch fermentation is regarded as a closed system, while continuous fermentation is regarded as an open system. In continuous fermentation, exponential growth rate of microorganism is maintained. That means optimum growth rate of microorganism is maintained throughout the fermentation. This also means that the organisms grow exponentially throughout the incubation period. Fermentation proceeds continuously in an uninterrupted manner. Means the fermentation is began and then it is operated continuously without stopping. How this is achieved? This is done by addition of fresh medium to the fermenter and simultaneously removing fermented broth at definite time intervals. The rate of addition of nutrients and rate of removal of fermented broth should be volumetrically the same. Means if you are adding 500 liters of medium in 18 hours, you should also remove 500 liters of medium in 18 hours. Means volume of the medium added in certain period of time should be the same as volume of medium removed in that particular period of time. Volume of the medium in the fermenter always remains constant. This is obvious because whatever amount of medium we add to the fermenter, we remove the same amount of medium from the fermenter. So there is no change in volume of the medium in the fermenter with respect to time. At any time, if you see the amount of medium in a continuous fermenter, it will be always constant. A steady state is achieved in the fermenter. This is very important. In continuous fermentation, a steady state is achieved in the fermenter. What we mean by steady state? Steady state is the state where the concentration of medium components remains constant and there is no change in concentration with time. The cell number is also kept constant. The cell number remains constant as well as the concentration of chemicals in the medium remains constant. This state is called as steady state. Maintaining steady state in continuous fermentation means how continuous fermentation is monitored. There are two equipments used for this. One is called as turbidostat and the another is chemostat. Turbidostat measures the turbidity or cell number. Turbidity is directly proportional to cell number. More the cell number, more will be the turbidity. Less the cell number, less will be the turbidity of medium. And therefore, turbidity measurement is done to maintain constant cell number in the medium. And this is done by using an equipment called as turbidostat. Another instrument that is used to measure the steady state in the medium is called as chemostat. Chemostat measures the concentration of chemical or chemicals in the medium. The medium that is used for continuous fermentation is designed in such a way that one or more nutrients in the medium are kept in limiting concentration. Limiting concentration means it is added in just appropriate concentration, not in excess. And that chemical concentration is measured with the help of chemostat. The growth limiting nutrient is added into the medium at a concentration below that is required for maximum growth. Just below that is required for maximum growth. Only one or a few nutrients are kept in limiting concentration while the remaining medium components are added in excess. So, continuous fermentation is monitored with the help of two types of instruments. turbidostat and chemostat. Turbidostat measures the cell density or cell number and it is used to keep the cell number constant. Chemostat measures the concentration of chemical or chemicals in the medium and it is used to keep the chemical concentration in the medium at a constant level. This diagram indicates a turbidostat. You can see reservoir of the sterile medium and it is added to a container below there which is focused with a light source. The light will fall onto the medium and the light that comes out of the medium is captured by photocell. The signal is sent to the valve that is controlling flow of the medium. So flow of the medium is controlled based on turbidity of the medium. This is how a turbidostat works. Types of continuous fermentation. Continuous fermentation is further divided in three types as single stage continuous fermentation, single stage recycle continuous fermentation and multi-stage continuous fermentation. What are the three types? Single stage continuous fermentation, single stage recycle continuous fermentation and multi-stage continuous fermentation. Now we will discuss about the single stage continuous fermentation. In single stage continuous fermentation, a single fermenter is used. And in this fermenter, fermentation medium is added. It is inoculated with the starter culture and the fermentation is started. It is incubated for certain amount of time. That is a definite time interval. And after that time interval, some amount of fresh, sterile, cooled medium is added to the fermenter with simultaneous removal of equal amount of fermented broth from the tank. This diagram shows single stage continuous fermentation. You can see the diagram on the left side which is a simple diagram where we have shown a fermenter. There is substrate inlet. Substrate inlet means the inlet for medium. Fresh, sterile, cooled medium is added through substrate inlet. And you can see a product outlet. So whatever quantity of fresh medium we add to the fermenter, we remove the equal quantity of medium from the product outlet point. And there is a provision for aeration through sparger. An impeller is also shown there. A stirrer is also shown there. The diagram on the left side is also single stage continuous fermentation. Fresh medium from the reservoir is added to the fermenter. There is provision for aeration through sparger. Valve means flow rate regulator is there. You can see gaseous head space. Culture vessel means the fermenter. Culture is inoculated into the medium. Overflow is there and the effluent along with the microbial cells contained with it is removed from the outlet. The next type of continuous fermentation, single stage recycle continuous fermentation. In single stage recycle continuous fermentation, the fermented broth is taken out from the fermenter, but this fermented broth is then passed through a separator. In this separator, either the product is removed or the biomass is removed. And some component from the removed fermented broth is recycled again to the fermenter. Hence the name single stage recycle continuous fermentation. It is same as single stage continuous fermentation. The fermented broth is allowed to pass through a separator. Fermented broth means what? Whenever we add fresh medium into the medium, simultaneously we are also taking out some fermented broth through the tank. That is called as fermented broth. That fermented broth is allowed to pass through a separator where the product is recovered or the biomass is separated and either the biomass or the remaining fermented broth is recycled to the fermenter. It is suitable for biomass production. In this diagram, you can see single stage recycle continuous fermentation. You can see the feed pump. Through this feed pump, we add fresh, sterile, cooled medium into the fermenter. Then you can see the outlet. From the outlet, the fermented broth is taken out and it is passed through a centrifuge. The triangle Inverted triangle you can see indicates a centrifuge. In that centrifuge, supernatant is removed, product is separated, the biomass is recycled to the fermenter. This is single stage recycle continuous fermentation. Now the third type of continuous fermentation, that is multi-stage continuous fermentation. In multi-stage continuous fermentation, more than one fermenters are used in series. Used in series means they are connected to each other. More than one fermenters are used and they are connected to each other. Effluent of the first fermenter enters as an influent in the next fermenter. Means whatever liquid comes out of the first fermenter, that is called as effluent, and that enters to the next fermenter as an influent. If the cell number becomes lower, it is controlled by adding additional fresh culture. Fresh medium or fresh nutrients are also added at definite time interval. In this diagram, you will clearly understand what is multi-stage continuous fermentation. In this, there are 4 stages shown as tank 1, tank 2, tank 3 and tank 4. You can see medium is prepared. It is sterilized by passing through heat exchanger and then it is added to the tank 1. It is inoculated with the culture. It is incubated in tank 1 for some time and then from tank 1 it is added to tank 2. Tank 1 becomes empty where fresh medium and organisms will be added. From tank 2, the effluent is added as an influent in tank 3. From tank 3, the effluent that comes out is added as influent in tank 4. And from tank 4, the fermented broth is removed and it is used for recovery of the product. Now we will see the advantages of continuous fermentation. In continuous fermentation, we are keeping the organisms young. This is because we are allowing the organisms to grow at a maximum rate. Optimum growth rate is maintained and therefore theoretically it should give high product yield. Fermenters are in continuous use because the fermentation is not stopped intermittently for washing, cleaning or sterilization. Therefore, fermenters are in continuous use and therefore there is continuous productive phase. Product formation is continuous. Therefore, there is continuous productive phase. It is suitable for primary metabolites that are produced in abundance during logarithmic phase of growth of organisms. Therefore, it is suitable for primary metabolites such as amino acids, organic acids, ethanol, etc. There are certain disadvantages of continuous fermentation also. Continuous fermentation is difficult to operate. As compared to batch fermentation, operation of continuous fermentation is difficult because we have to maintain steady state. There are greater chances of contamination as compared to batch fermentation. The chances of contamination are more. If the contamination occurs in continuous fermentation, controlling that contamination is quite difficult. So, control of contamination is difficult because in batch fermentation, even though there is contamination, it can be easily controlled. But here, as the operation of fermentation is continuous, control of contamination is difficult. It gives larger wastage. Why the wastage is larger? Because whenever we are withdrawing the fermented broth, some of the medium components remain unused and these unused medium components contribute to larger wastage. It is not suitable with crude media because exact chemical composition of crude medium is not known. Therefore, it is not suitable with crude media. Using chemostat becomes difficult with crude components. It requires more sophisticated instrumentation. That is again for monitoring the fermentation. We need turbidostat, chemostat, etc. So it requires more sophisticated instrumentation and it requires more labor. More labor demand is one more disadvantage of continuous fermentation. But the major disadvantage of continuous fermentation, if you think, it is greater chances of contamination. It is the major disadvantage associated with the continuous fermentation. This diagram indicates the differences between batch fermentation, continuous fermentation and fed batch fermentation. You can see batch fermentation here shown as a closed system. In this, we take the medium in the fermenter, we inoculate it with the organism, and then the fermentation is initiated and allowed to complete. After completion of the fermentation, the fermented broth is taken out for product recovery. Fermenter is emptied, it is washed, cleaned, and the next batch is restarted. The second diagram, in between the three, you can see continuous fermentation. In continuous fermentation, there is addition of fresh medium after definite time intervals, and simultaneously there is removal of fermented broth. The amount of medium in the fermenter is kept constant, steady state is maintained. The third diagram here on the right side shows fed batch fermentation, where we start the fermentation as a batch fermentation. Again, we take the medium in the fermenter, inoculate with the organism and allow the fermentation to start. But after definite time interval, we go on adding fresh nutrients to the medium without removing any fermented broth. So the amount of medium in fermenter goes on increasing with time because we go on adding the medium without removing any of the fermented broth. That is fed batch fermentation. So this is about continuous fermentation. Continuous fermentation is started and operated continuously, uninterruptedly, without stopping in between. Hence the name continuous fermentation. It can be operated in three different ways as single stage continuous fermentation, single stage recycle continuous fermentation and multi-stage continuous fermentation. This is about continuous fermentation. Remaining we will discuss in the next video. Thank you.